Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. My name is Juan, and this is the place where we are all artists. So today, as you can see, we're going to be painting to Superman. This is Superman showing the logo, and we're going to have a lot of fun. I'll show you exactly how I painted this so that you can join me and paint yours too. So to start painting this iconic logo, I'm going to use a pencil first and a straight edge. Anything that will help you make a straight line will do. So I'm going to eyeball it. You could measure it to make sure that it's symmetrical, but after 40 years or going on 40 years of being a fan of Superman and drawing the logo from the different incarnations of Superman throughout my whole life, I think I've memorized, how the dimensions are. I mean, it's pretty simple actually. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you the colors that we're going to use. So we're going to start off with some royal blue, red, yellow, white, black, and brown. Here I have a couple of brushes I'm going to use. Anything you have will do, really. So I have 3 brushes, basically, a small, medium, and large. I'll just call them that. So now comes the part that's a little bit trickier. So we have to make all the lines that are inside of the logo. So there's this outer border that is going to be yellow. And let's make that part first. It's pretty thin, as you can see. Now we're going to start with the actual letter, the red S. So we're going to make these lines that go through from one side to the other. We'll eventually erase some of the lines inside, or actually we're going to just paint over most of it, especially the part that's going to be red. It's going to paint over the pencil mark enough that you won't be able to see it much. But you could erase whatever you have to when we get there. The logo doesn't have any curves yet. Still no curves. I'll add the curves in a little bit. For now, it's just all these lines. And this logo is based on the newest Superman incarnation, as played by David Corenswet, from the upcoming Superman by none other than James Gunn. Let's see how he handles the DC universe. So as you saw there, I erased some of these lines and I made curves to pronounce that S so that it'll be more visible as an S. So now I'm drawing the clothing of Superman. There I drew like his neckline where the collar is. Then this is basically his shirt, and it's interrupted by his hand, which is in a gripping position. Do it on both sides. Slightly different on both sides. And there is the shirt again. So let's start painting. So I'm going to use some blue, some royal blue, but any blue you have really will do. I'm trying to go for the exact color of the new suit. And I just paint everything that is the suit this blue color. Start off pretty easy. By the way, I'm a huge fan of DC. I just love the characters. Have loved the characters for so long. So as you see here, I'm using my medium brush now. I went down a size to get some of these lines that I'm too clumsy to use the big one for. So I use the small one for these lines. I could even go smaller if I wanted to just get in really a tight space or a tight corner. But for now, this one will do. And I press firmly like this to get a straight line when I need it. And as I mentioned before, I'm just such a huge fanatic of DC and Superman, Batman, and the Justice League. So let's start with some yellow. I washed the brush, the medium one, and I made sure that I
dry it really, really, really well. I don't want any water dripping down on the canvas. And then I just paint the part that's yellow. So these parts are of the painting of the project are fairly easy. You just got to make sure you stay in the lines as much as possible. But if you do cross the line and paint into, you know, an area that is supposed to be a different color, it's fine. We could always just paint over it with the color that's intended. There's nothing that we can't fix when it comes to this painting. It's simple enough, but it still requires, you know, some precision. But mostly I just want you guys to have fun. That's what this is about, to have fun, honoring this most important of superheroes. Certainly most famous of superheroes, and yeah, most important, the daddy of all superheroes, basically. So as you saw there, I painted that border yellow also. Now I'm gonna make a gray. This is for this suit. I'm gonna go for gray, like a dark gray. You can make the suit any color you want, of course. You could make any of these, anything on a painting, make it any color you want. I mean, you're the painter, you're the artist. The motto that we have is that we are all artists. So make it your own. I'm gonna go for gray, but don't be surprised if I change my mind and make it something else later on. For now, I'm gonna start off with gray. And for this, as you see, I'm using the medium brush again. It's a little bit tighter than some of the areas like the blue suit, which was mostly done with the larger brush since it's larger spaces. Just give it like, make it look, you know, like clothing. So it's wavy. It's not exactly a straight line here or there. It's, you know, it's clothing. So it's folding, you know, he's opening up his suit jacket to show his chest with that emblem. Okay, so now we're gonna make his hands. So I'm gonna start off with the base, brown. Then I'm gonna make it the shade of David Corenswet. That's what I'm going for. So I'm gonna start off with brown, and then later, as you'll see, I'm gonna add a mixture of white and a little bit of yellow. So this is the base, the foundation, and then you'll see that I'll add a little bit of white, yellow to it, a mixture of white and yellow. But as I said before, you can make any color on this painting, anything of your choice, because it's your painting. So I'm going to make my mixture now of yellow, mostly white and a little bit of yellow, just a tiny bit. And this is what I'm going to use to try to get closer to David Corenswet's tone. But I'm going to do it a couple of times because this first time it's not fully dry yet, so it's mixing a lot, and I'm going to do it one more time later when it's a little bit more dry. Give it another coat. I'm gonna try to follow like the fingers, make sure that I keep some of them, you know, so that you get the sense that there's some shadow in there, by making sure I keep some of the finger shapes. Pretty easy painting to do. After the logo, the most challenging part was drawing the logo, I would think, for anybody, but the rest of it is just good old fun that is very easy. Here I'm going to add white to the shirt so that it's not white simply because, you know, there's no paint on it, right? It's the canvas color. I'm going to make sure that you know, I add color that I'm putting on it, you know. Oh, so one thing very important is that I'm going to give everything another coat of paint. Everything. The blue, the yellow, the red, eventually the suit, everything is going to get another coat of paint. I did the hands now. As you see, I gave it a third coat. and it's more solid that way. It's much richer. So now let's start with the S. But do comment, any comment at all. What do you think about James Gunn and the direction of the DCU, where you see he might be going or taking it, you know, with the projects that are upcoming: Superman, Supergirl, Women of Tomorrow, Creature Commandos, which is already out, and anything else that might be on the horizon. And once again, to get as straight a line as possible, I press very firmly at this angle. But I gotta make sure I have a little curve here. So once you have the logo, then I want to show you how I'm gonna add some shadow. So I'm gonna mix blue and a little bit of black paint to make a darker shade of blue, so that we can add some shadow to the where it belongs, right in the suit right here, because this is the shadow of the shirt, and the hands. So we keep the hand outline, or we make an outline for the hand. And once again, we got to be very, I guess, precise. You don't want to paint over the hand at all or into the white shirt. So you just take your time. And after this, I do the other side, of course, here. So after painting that, I wash my brush and dry it really, really well. I always make sure I dry it really well. And now I'm going to add a little bit of shadow to the white shirt. It's totally optional. Everything in the painting is optional, really. I mean, I'm just going to add a little bit of just different texture here to the shirt, so that it's not just flat, you know. It's a little bit of gray. It's a little too strong, so I'll soften it. I'll add a little bit of white paint to make it a little bit more blurry, a little bit less pronounced. So guys, I want to implore you to check out our tutorials playlist. We have tons of tutorials now, just like this one, on horror movies, superhero movies, action movies, and anything in between also. Go check it out, because I'm sure you'll love it. And for this video, I hope that you hit the like button. I hope you liked the video. I hope that you paint to it and create a masterpiece for your room, or to give to somebody as a super gift. So I made the suit black after all. I changed it here, as you see, and I gave the red another coat of paint. Everything got a second coat to make it richer. But that's our painting. I hope you enjoyed it. Once again, thanks so much, and I hope to see you next time. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell, and visit etherealartsstudio.com.